Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Took me a second. Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta.
Oh, it's been a minute.
All right. Football is still over and changed there.
Man, fantasy too. I had like the second most points for and like the most points against and just got screwed. I was like 7th place because of it. I'm like, man, this sucks. So I'm out of the playoffs.
In one of my leagues, I was in the playoffs, and the other league, I was in a bye week for the consolation playoffs. And in the real one that matters, I was going against Kyle Pitts, which is fantastic because Kyle Pitts never does a damn thing until he has his career game, put up 50 points for the dude, and single-handedly knocked me out of the playoffs in round 1. So
it was a solid score. It was like 45 or some crazy thing like that.
Our league, we have custom scoring. It was right at 50. Yeah. So
I barely, the top 3 seeds all lost in the first round. So I'm number 4. I'm the highest seed remaining. Everyone else is in the trailer. So let's see who wins.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm the highest seed in my consolation bracket. Yay.
Woo!
All right. The transfer portal. Football. Keeping it in the football. Ask TJ Finley. He apparently has a pretty good grasp on it.
Yeah.
He's going to be, 8th school in 7 years he's going into?
Is he actually in school? I mean, what are you learning?
According to a tweet from Ben, he did graduate from Georgia State or will be graduating. Oh, do you think he'll be there with me on Thursday?
Yeah.
Be with me. I need to go look there. The program's already out. I can look and see if he's in there.
You need to go.
It's just weird to me because I feel like if you quit a program, like I don't know why you would call it a transfer at that point. You know, like we're just recruiting you.
Right.
You're just like a free agent. You're not transferring from anywhere because you quit. You're already a quitter. You quitter.
Well, he's not transferring schools, but he's transferring programs. I don't know. Yeah. Does that make any sense?
Nope. Quitter.
Is the word on the street that'll get approved by the NCAA, or are they going to be like, nah, dude, you're out? Like, I guess he's going for too many.
I guess he's going for his graduate year now because he finished his undergrad, and so now he wants to play as a grad transfer.
That's always gotten you an extra year, even in transfer portal days, pre-NIL, all that stuff. That got you an extra year.
I was gonna say it's pretty funny that people online are arguing about the number of schools. Like, I guess he went to, was it Tulane for like a spring or a summer, and then left there. And like a lot of the publications online don't show that, and everyone's like, no, he was there. He transferred there. He had to leave there. Add it to the list. Like,
you should. Yeah, he was part of that program, and it's embarrassing for him, frankly. But the thing is he knows he's not going to go to the NFL and do much of anything. He's too afraid to get hit. Those guys are big, So
they wouldn't.
I don't want to do that. But
NIL money to be had out there for another year somewhere else, you can make $100,000, in 1 year of play, and that is what this system has created for us, right?
I just think any coach that wants to throw money at that guy at this point is an idiot, because like he's just gonna come in, he's gonna do a crap job, he's gonna quit as soon as the going gets rough, as soon as somebody has something rough to say to him, as soon as he doesn't get to play because he was promised whatever.
That was going to be my question: is who's going to take a chance on him for money? I'm sure there's probably an FCS squad out there, or maybe a Division II program that would love to have someone of his size and talent come in. But what you said, Ryan, to cut a check for him, I don't know.
I think that's what he's looking for, right?
Tim,
he's probably looking for money. I mean,
yeah, he's got to be. It's got to be 100% looking for money, and he must know that he has it, or maybe he just thinks that this is the way that this is all he knows. There is no coming back in a year. You just enter the portal. That's what you do come December every single season. I don't know. But I did look at the program, and his name is not listed. So maybe he actually graduated. Maybe he had a degree before he came here, so he's still in a grad. I don't know. Something like that.
There's double Ryan. Double Ryan.
Oh, really? I only have me.
Hey, other Ryan, say hello.
Now kiss.
I did like, I don't know who our Patreon group chat posted he's enrolled into Taco Bell. I like that one.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he could go FCS, but those boys are big too, and they'll still hit him pretty hard. So I don't know why he'd want to go there either, because they're scary.
The paycheck. No, but to your point, Tim, and I think Ryan, you said it too. The social media has been fantastic. Like Georgia State's getting all kinds of attention, not really the best way, but attention.
It's fine.
Just for this guy, like, just making a mockery. I think there's a transfer portal account that was basically saying, like, I can't live without you. Like, Finley was what made transfer portal, survive. And people are like, this is not what transfer portal was about. It was supposed to be a chance for a kid to be able to elevate his skills to the next level or take a opportunity that, wasn't there when he first entered or something like that. And this guy's just abusing the hell out of it. But it's going to happen.
Buckle up, bitches. That's what it is now, right? I mean, the portal
it's exactly
is
what
the
you
portal.
asked for. You wanted easier access to transfer. You got it, the transfer portal. You want kids to get paid. You have the NIL. You're literally living in the world that you all asked for. And on the surface, I can't really argue against any of the ideas.
I'm not, because I think any like if that's what it was, if you go out there, this very public track record of quitting on teams, I'm gonna hire the next guy.
I do appreciate.
I got 10 other resumes.
I do appreciate the word of hired.
Well, in that
You're
sense.
really driving that. This is an employee.
And to your point, David, like I have been a proponent for the students, for the student athletes for a long time, for the younger folks here, because I think that it's not fair that coaches get to do this stuff and the players didn't get to do it. And so here I am now. It's not that I'm getting what I want out of it, and this is the world I envisioned, right? I mean, it's not, because the world I envision means you get held accountable to this kind of stuff, and you don't get hired again, right? And so,
right. But that's the problem is they put these things in, and then, like, you've said over and over again, there's no kind of contract. There's no, being held to a certain thing. Like, if we're going to pay you $100,000 to come in here and then you bolt before the season starts or, midway through, you owe me some of that money back. That's
I think college football is like the greatest experiment. All these things we're doing, the playoffs, the size of the playoffs, who gets in the playoffs, conference champions, they get a bye. No, now they don't. NIL.
Bowls are dying, right? People are turning down bowls.
Have you seen the latest proposal that's getting a lot of attention? I should say social media attention. Move the bowls to beginning of the season. So you get awarded your bowl, like come the end of the conference championship game, you get awarded your bowl, you get the Cure Bowl, you get the whatever bowl, but then you don't actually play it until the week 0 where they play all the bowls. So the seniors that got you there are
that's
gone.
The problem.
Yeah, but the coaching staff is probably the makeup of the team is so incredibly different.
Who came up with this crap? What drugs are they on?
Somebody out there. Someone posted. I first saw it as someone posted on the Sunbelt board, but then if you look on X or whatever, you'll start seeing a lot of people talking about it. I think it's gotten picked up by some radio stuff. Most people think it's a horrible idea, and I wouldn't say it's a horrible idea, but it just doesn't make any sense.
I just don't think it translates. Like, you have a great season, you get a bowl game next year.
What's Marshall going to do? Marshall's going to opt out of their week 0 game now because
we can't play this.
I mean, the thing is, though, is I think I've never been a fan of bowls. I think that it's really weird that the FCS had this championship and then the FBS had this bowl thing where like people just randomly pick what teams, and it's based on like who has the most eyeballs plus the wins and all that stuff. And I'm like, this is all very stupid. But they've kind of turned into these like glorified like Pro Bowls essentially. Like for the NFL, where like people don't even really want to play them. They don't really mean anything. They go there, they get some presents. It's pretty cool. You get to travel and
the Pro Bowl, they had to take away the actual touches. Now Pro Bowl is like flag football. They don't actually play the game anymore because the players didn't want to get injured. And you have the same thing with your transfer portal. Kids leaving or just opting out. They don't want to worry about that kind of stuff. I liked bowls back when 10, 15, 20 years ago, probably more like 20 years ago, back when there was not nearly as many of them. You didn't have a undisputed champion by having a playoff or the BCS or whatever it may have been back then. And it was a reward. These teams, they played really well. They did a good job. Now you get to go play a team out of conference that you've probably never seen before. And it's fun, rewarding for the fans, it's rewarding for the players. But now that you have so many bowls, like they're literally having to drop down to teams that are under 500 to get teams to play. They have teams that are opting out of playing the bowls all day. What was it? They're like 5 or 6 teams that opted out of play. 7 teams opted out of play, and like legit teams. I say legit power conference teams that were declining bowls. It's just weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I mean,
those are terrible teams too, though, right? Like the teams opting out were 5-win teams. I think if you're talking
No,
about the TDS bowl game, there were teams that a lot of 5-win teams that didn't want to go.
Yeah, Appy was the 7th choice, I think, is what I read somewhere. 7th choice.
That's great.
And now all of a sudden it's the best bowl ever. Says
Well,
the
it's a
TDS
win for the
crowd.
Sun Belt because they
Double
both get
money.
paid. They both
We
get
won.
paid money.
We won that bowl.
And the Sun Belt.
That's like roulette. Yes, we all get the money.
I guess if TDS wins, though, it's not really a win, huh?
No,
Did they already play?
Oh,
I don't
God,
even
no.
know.
No, I think
No,
the first
this
bowl's
week,
tonight,
right?
It's right now, right? The first
Troy
bowl's
and
on.
Jack State.
That's weird too. A bowl game with two programs that are so close to each other.
And
Which I actually thought was basketball until I actually scrolled over and it said football. I was like, there are bowl games on.
And I think this is the first one, and then Friday. I don't think there's another one until Friday, right? Or maybe there's a Thursday game. There's not a Wednesday game. I don't think.
I was gonna say it's two very FCS feeling teams too, right? I mean, I know Troy State's not FCS anymore, but to me, they've never quite broken that mold. Like they always feel like that's. I mean, that's why the state sticks, you know?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. And then Jack State, this is their second year of being, which is good for them being in a bowl game.
So
Yeah,
who
but
roots for?
I've been there. I know they're never gonna break that mold either. I mean, it's tough in Alabama.
Are we Sunbelt homers, guys? Are we gonna?
In this game, I am. I think so. I think in this game, I'm pro Troy. I don't have anything against Troy. They're pretty close. I'm on record saying I think we should play them in football every year. It should be a protected out of division game, just because of how the proximity of the two schools. Like I don't think there's any two schools that are as close as we are that don't play each other every single season. So.
Yeah. I know I just said
Troy.
they never broke the FCS mold, but I do like Troy State. I appreciate them. I respect them as a program. They beat us all the damn time. So,
It's always
I
been
like
good
'em.
games.
I like them.
Didn't Jacksonville State beat us or no?
I think they did
In
football.
FCS?
when
In
we were
FCS?
FCS. Yeah,
Yeah, Ryan, you and I were
Yeah.
at that game.
yeah. But
That's
I'm
where
pretty,
that's the game where
With the kick
Drew Little
by the-
Bo Schlechter
Bo
went out
Schlechter.
as quarterback, and Drew Little came back in for his first game to do the quick kick.
I just
Yeah.
remember they came out, and I guess we could touch the players as they were coming out, so they were high fiving us and stuff, right? Because it was like wherever we were
Mhm.
sitting, it was close enough. And I remember, I want to say it was like Albert Wilson or something gave a high five, and his gloves were so tacky, and I'm like, how is that not cheating? How do you and how does anyone not catch a ball like with these things? These things are like glue traps. But
It's like
I
a
know
cheat.
it was legit. I don't think he was actually. I don't think anyone was
Right.
cheating. But they go right up to the limit with that. Like that limit's pretty darn high, man.
Yeah, I was listening to, this is a long time ago. I was listening to an Adam Carolla podcast, and he was talking about how one thing may never happen until it does, and then it happens a bunch. Like no guy had run a mile in under 4 minutes or whatever the number was until somebody did it, and like 6 guys beat it. Within the next year or whatever. We never really saw people doing the one-handed catches up in the air until Odell Beckham Jr. did it.
That throw was
and now it
amazing.
happens
That catch was stupid though.
for
Still.
sure. But maybe it's the technology of the gloves
Yeah,
that had got to the
right.
point where the boys one-handed catches are
Look at
now
that
making it a little easier.
one-handed grab. I mean, like Julio, some of the catches this season too in college football were pretty amazing. But
Julio, yeah.
I go back to Julio Jones in the Super Bowl, that like falling down out of bounds, beautiful.
some of
Except for
those
the-
some of those
NFL staying in bounds are like insane. Like they're like gliding
actual-
along on their toes. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, it's the catching of the ball has become less of the entry because everyone gets it in their hands. It's the way they twist and turn and get those toes down and drag themselves right out of bound and maintain possession throughout the fall. Like that's where the real
Mhm.
excitement comes in the athleticism. But catching the ball, anybody can catch a ball out of bounds. That's fine. Making that ball be in bounds. That's where the real skill is. But we digress. Did you guys pay attention to who we've lost and who we're gaining in the portal at all? Is that even like y'all's thing?
Nah,
Lost some kickers, right? Yeah.
A lot of
I think
defensive
when
guys.
we talked to Ben last week, I think when I looked at it, it said we had like 60 something transfers in like the press release that came out from the school. It literally said it was our biggest class ever, and it was like 60 something transfers is what they said. We kind of kept talking and I meant to ask Ben about it, but like I don't know how they got to that number. It seems like a pretty crazy number.
I looked at Brady's. Dan Ellington just liked our live stream tweet. Dan, hey, if you're watching.
Hey,
What's up,
Dan.
Come on the program, Dan.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime. But according to Brady's portal tracker on Panther Talk, there's 8 guys in and 21 out. So I don't know where that 60 number came from either.
I'll find something and we'll talk when
Fuzzy
I find
math,
it.
Yeah.
right? Fuzzy math.
A lot of defensive guys going out, which is not good. But five cornerbacks out.
Jesus.
2 safeties, 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers. That's a lot of defense sent out the door. And they all have,
any,
they have legit snap counts too. So they were.
Anything on there about coaches leaving?
Did we have somebody go somewhere? I forget.
Someone go somewhere, but
I meant to look that
I'm
up.
still waiting for OCDC changes. Ben teased even something was going to happen.
Right. We're kind of getting to a point now where any changes may just be reactionary. If our guys get picked up by a different program. But I do want to say I saw somebody go somewhere, but I can't remember who it is right now.
One can hope.
We need some changes, that's for sure.
Pretty sure the fan base wants some kind of change at some significant level coaching.
Yeah,
wise.
we're a small enough fan base that, it's pretty easy to know what we want. But, they don't care. They don't care at all.
Just win, baby.
Winning cures all.
I'm sure the Coach McGee's got all kinds of transfers lined up. We'll be fine.
It seemed like a lot of the guys that they were targeting or had come in was a lot of D2 JUCO talent. And nothing against JUCO. Obviously we have some of our best players came from those ranks. But D2, finding people that, got overlooked early and balled out or something, I don't know.
Can't tap into that FCS talent. It's locked up.
I guess not. I guess not.
Does FCS have NAL?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I actually just saw a thing.
I didn't even know.
They have that whole house agreement thing too. Because I saw VMI. I guess they had opted out of the house agreement with the paying the players from the schools, and VMI now opted in for this next season. Virginia Military Institute for those keeping score at home.
If you opt out, I mean, I don't know the answer to this. What does that actually mean, other than you're not going to pay the money?
You don't get part of the revenue share.
Okay,
I don't know. That was a question mark at the end of that. Something like that. There's got to be a reason to have an opt in or opt out. If it's just we're not going to pay people, then who cares? But if you're opting out, that means you're opting out of something.
We're going to pay them on the side.
All right, I found
when you
it.
opt in, if you opt in, there's a guaranteed minimum that you've got to do.
20
right?
mil or something like that.
Well, there's no way we're paying $20 million. I think 20 million was the cap, but you had to pay like so many. You had to pay so many players or something like that. All right, Ryan, what'd you find?
All right, on November 24th, we did a press release when we lost to ODU. And one of the lines says, Coach McGee and the Panthers staff welcomed the largest recruiting class in program history, adding 29 to the early signing class and 67 total newcomers.
That was last year.
I don't think so. No, that's this one.
Are they just copy and pasting news?
Because there's no way we've already added 60 people from Thanksgiving. There's no way. I'm not saying you're wrong, or I just don't understand how that works out.
If they're talking about last year in this press release, one, that's insane. I don't understand. But two, this is like the clunkiest writing I've ever seen in my life. To me, this reads as like now, right?
Right.
Never
well,
underestimate
at this point,
Georgia State.
In this day and age, you should never have a clunky press release. Just AI the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah, no, we welcomed the largest recruiting class in program history. But 67 total. It said 29 early signings, 67 total newcomers. I just like, where's the math on that? I'm just curious. So we should check with Ben on that. I should have brought it up last time.
We were kind of going hot and heavy and all over the place last week. It was a great episode.
Yeah, and when there's 5 of us, when there's 3 of us, it's hard to get a word in edgewise sometimes. So 5 of us is, and
then you had Ben.
5 of us, and we're all just attacking Brady. I'm just kidding.
Nah.
That's only you. Only 2 of you.
I wasn't attacking Brady. He's just wrong.
We're just loving on Brady. Everyone was loving on Brady.
He's just too nice. He's just too nice. And that's a compliment. in and of itself.
Yeah, that's what he needs to be for the role that he does with being in the press box and being in the. Now that you got it's all about stroking their egos. You got to make them feel good, otherwise they're not going to talk to you.
It's the job of the press to tell us what's what, not to stroke egos.
That stuff died long ago, Ryan. It's entertainment first.
I can still be critical of it.
Yeah,
and also, tell me the shit. Tell me the garbage. That's what entertains me. Ask funny questions.
We need someone else to be the bad guy. Let Brady be the good guy.
No, I'm happy being. That's the thing is, if he needs to be that, if he feels like to have his inner access and whatever, and that helps us, we can be the bad guys. We can do. We can be.
We got it.
He can be the hero that Gotham needs. You know.
We can be the one that we want,
and we can be. I don't remember the whole quote, even though that's a good movie. It really is my jam, but it's been a while since I've seen it.
He messaged me something the other night. What did he say? He's talking about, I think it's about basketball.
We won a game.
We've done, yeah.
A real game. We won 2 games.
We have a legit real D1 game.
A D1.
Could we
be? Against Jacksonville State, who we were just talking about. Jack State.
Lovely.
Tim, you were there for that game.
I was there.
I was keeping track of the score. I wasn't able to watch. I was keeping track of the score. There was like no one in the stands, right? Like no one was there.
It was a normal Georgia State crowd.
Okay, so
it was filled in. Yeah.
Okay.
Once it got closer to tip, it filled in. We shot a lot of free throws, like 20 something, almost 30. We hit over 80%, which. Well, that's the only reason we won.
We won by 4. So yeah, when you're normally hitting like in the 20% range and your free throws, you bump it up to 80. That wins you a 4-point game.
We looked okay. I mean, not a whole lot of offense. A lot of one-on-one action, a lot of isolation, hot potato the ball around. Someone has to jack up a 3, maybe make it. We're up for big portions of the game. I think they took the lead, and it was looking like a normal Georgia State just going to fall apart, and they fought back and made it a back and forth contest. And I mean, free throws, the fouls, they saved our asses completely. So
our next game is against
who we got?
Trash Down South. We're down there.
It's gonna be a toughie.
Yeah, how are they doing so far? I had
They're pretty good. I pulled up the
ESPN rankings of everybody. We're not dead last as far as the ESPN's little ranking metric. Oddly enough, it's both schools from Louisiana. Lafayette and Monroe pulling up 13 and 14, just based off of whatever ESPN's weird thing they do. Yeah.
That's interesting. I guess rebuilding maybe at Lala a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it looks like Trash Down South is 8-5 overall, 5-0 at home this season, and we are 6 on the road, 2-9 overall. It'd be an upset.
It would be an upset. We do play Southern better, so
they have the biggest win streak in the conference right now. They're on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah, but how many Sisters of the Poor have they played?
So I guess that means they were 3-5 until they went on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah.
Out of conference scheduling done right. So they played their, without looking at their actual schedule, I guess they played their major opponents, and then they got their crap school, their
gimmies,
Carver Bibles and whatever out there.
And did we schedule them? We better not.
No, we do have our next home game is a nobody. It's a Columbia College from South Carolina.
Koalas.
Is that the Koalas, really?
Mm-hmm.
We can't beat
How do you know that?
Because someone was asking about what's their mascot. We looked it up. It's not in the ESPN app, but if you open the Yahoo Sports app, it will show you that they are the Koalas. And
so that game,
logo of
if we go to that game, we've all got to be stoned out of our minds during the game, because aren't koalas like always high as hell?
I think so.
Yeah.
Koalas or pandas or both.
They should hand out.
Pandas are just stupid. Koalas are actually stoned, right?
They should hand out gummies as you walk in.
There we go. Good partner up with a THC gummy company.
Yeah,
that should be like if your mask has a koalas, that you should lean into that big time. Like, come out to our games, get high as hell, and
everyone's just like slack back in their chairs watching the game. Like, this
quiet.
is great.
It's the quietest game ever. There's no cheering, no anything. Everyone just got like the
Yay.
nachos are gone by halftime. There's no nachos left in the entire stadium.
I've learned that beer is a very good munchie.
Yes. Yeah, I've thought about switching to pot instead of beer just to reduce the amount of calories. Then I realized that I would probably just be eating and like drinking all the calories anyways.
You make it up.
Just
You'd go right back to the beer.
I suggest Adderall.
yeah, I'm trying to avoid the meth
Designer.
for now, Ryan.
Yeah, right.
My goal is to avoid meth until I turn 50, and then from that point on,
You're like,
anything kinda goes.
I've lived the best years of my life. Whatever. Like now it's time for meth.
exactly. I'm gonna start losing my teeth anyways now, so might as well just start going for it, right? Yeah. So Trash Down South this Thursday, 8:00 down there, and then up to Appy State on Saturday before the holidays, before Christmas, and all that kind of fun stuff. So how's Appy doing? I think they're doing all right.
I think they're in the mid.
Yeah, they're right. They're right behind them. They're 7-5.
Yeah.
On a 3-game win streak.
I don't ever expect them to be very good. Like I just see them as like a total football school, and I know they've had some good basketball years the last few years, really.
They have.
They started getting good right as we started getting bad.
Yep.
I think they got good. They got good right at Lanier's during Lanier's time periods when they started getting good, right? Yeah, that sounds right.
I feel like they exited us from the tournament, I believe.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
I remember being there tweeting about our. Never mind. I didn't tweet about anyone.
When you witnessed some tears in the stands.
No, I witnessed our athletic director and tweeted some things.
Yeah.
And the App State faithful loved it. So that's all I have to say.
Oh man,
careful. People still think I tweet stuff out. So
yes, if you see anything from the State of Atlanta account, it's a 98% Ryan.
Yeah,
yes.
that's yeah, exactly. Especially if I'm talking shit to other Georgia State fans, that's 100% me.
No, it's a good point to bring up. The App State fan base loves to make fun of us for many things. One of which, at the top of the list, is Charlie Cobb. Like, thank you for taking us off our hands. You thought you guys were stealing something from us, and I'm like, yeah, we kind of did.
At first,
at the
we're
time.
like, yeah, he's an App State guy. He did really well up there. They're amazing. He's gonna make us amazing.
I'm pretty sure he's still with them though.
They're paying him to make us this bad.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
They never lost him, and we never really gained him.
Right. We gained an 0-11 record against Appy State. Yeah.
One of these days, David, one of these days, we'll get that win.
Yeah.
We should have that win COVID year.
Yeah, we've played them. Our games with Appy State and football are so weird. We are either getting absolutely blown out or it's like a narrow loss. There's no just like really competitive games where we just didn't win. You know, it's always like we're right there in it and we're supposed to win. Everything's lined up for it and we lose. Or we lose by 30.
All right. What else we got?
We actually got first official press release from Georgia State about the baseball stadium.
What
do they tell us?
They're building it, huh?
There's actually work happening. They posted a little social media thing with a excavator tearing up asphalt, and of course Atlantans have to like get in there and like spout off about Atlanta can't have any good landmarks. I'm like, wait a minute.
I seriously don't understand that. I'm like, I want to say the word. It's a parking lot.
That's Atlantans think a parking lot is a landmark. That's where Atlanta's at.
They complain. Atlantans on social media complain on an AJC and everything. Complain,
too much
bitch
parking.
and moan. Too much parking decks. Why do we have another parking lot? What they just hate all of it. And then all of a sudden you start tearing up a parking deck or parking lot to build, a new structure, which will bring some, more people into the city. Another landmark taken away from us. It's a parking lot.
And it's the Braves parking lot. All right.
But I do think some people that are commenting on social media think it's an actual like structure we're tearing down. People think it's Turner Field that we're tearing down. And you're like, no.
That's
our football field.
There was an idiot that literally said on sex that we have a perfectly good baseball field as it is. We should just play Georgia State baseball at Turner Field and find somewhere to build a football stadium. What an asinine effing statement to make. You're going to play. I mean, what college baseball team could fill out a Major League Baseball park?
None. Zero.
We're already made fun of.
You could combine a conference, they wouldn't fill it up.
Yeah, you're not going to do the College World Series in something the size of what Turner Park or Turner Field, whatever it's called, was back then. You know, it's just, it annoys me. Like, I had to fight myself to not engage with a lot of people on social media, but I wish that I could just stick my hand through my phone and through my computer and just thump them in the head and say, "You're stupid. You're just stupid."
Well,
there was a lot of support for it too, like on the social media, but I'm with you, David. I was like flabbergasted, like, where's all this like hate coming from for parking lot and why?
Well, when I was more
wrong?
politically active, and I would talk about like local codes and stuff, because everyone hates all the parking lots. Like Atlanta just is parking lot central, and I'd say, okay, well, if you go look at the Atlanta City Code, you have a minimum number of parking spaces per when you open a business. You have to have parking, and that's what's causing this, right? Like whether you need it or not, you got to build it. You gotta have the spaces for your business. And I'd say, okay, so we just got to change that. We got to reduce that at least, maybe not eliminate it. And they'd be like, oh, well, we can't, but because you need the parking. And I'm like, you just said, we just talked about this. You were on my side like a second ago.
I'm just taking you to that, like, you're at one spot. I'm trying to take you to that next, that next little minor curb to get over to get to what you want to get to.
It's really easy. These are mandatory parking spots, and you say there's too much parking. Let's reduce mandatory parking spots. They can build it if they need it.
Well, they did reduce some of the requirements because I've got a massive apartment complex next door to me. I think it's 70 plus bedrooms, and they only needed less than 20 parking spots to match the requirement. So my tiny little street is just nothing. You cannot get two cars down the road. It needs to be turned into a one-way road because you just can't do it any longer. And I don't want to.
You've had the right pockets. You can.
Yeah,
David, you should open a parking lot in your front yard.
Tim, you've been to my house. My parking lot. Well, here's a problem.
Have two spots.
I could do that, but I'd have to tear down 3 trees, and that's not happening in Atlanta at all. So.
And you take offense to this if you want, but you've never got that lawn going, and you may as well just pave it and make it a parking lot.
It's because I have these trees I can't get rid of. Yeah. I can't get sunlight to the grass. But yeah, so there is one tiny structure that does look like it's going to be torn down. According to what the press release said and with the renderings we've seen, it does look like Hank's Wall is not going to be there any longer, which that...
Wait, what? I thought I thought it specifically called that out as...
They said there will be a marker in the outfield.
I think we're losing the wall.
Oh, well, fuck that. Oh, Jesus Christ, sorry. That's
so
stupid.
Fired up.
You know what? I'm not even a big Braves guy. Like, I mean, I grew up in Georgia, and that was like my team, and as much as I like any baseball team, that's the one I like the most, But like that's insane. That's been around for a long, like, maybe move it? I don't know. No, don't move it. Well, leave it right there. Leave it there.
So when the first talks about building a baseball stadium for Georgia State out there was to be the exact same footprint of what Atlanta Fulton County was, which if you do the exact same footprint, then that wall is part of the stadium. So I don't know if they're doing the exact same footprint. Oh, sorry. And then after that, it was like, oh, well, we can't do the exact same thing because we're trying to put softball in next to it, so we got to adjust it. But we'll have this like little, walkway between the two parks. We'll be honoring Hank's legacy, and as it should be. Then softball is not moving now, or whatever they're doing with softball. And so we have these new renderings that came out, which do match what we found earlier in the year that Tim found. And anyhow, I was looking at the renderings. I'm counting the parking lines they have outside the park. And it looks like, I don't know if we're going to be on the exact same footprint, but it does look like the left field will take over where Hank's Wall was. So I don't know if the wall can't be incorporated.
No, it does. No, this press release says the facility will include a commemorative marker in left field denoting the location of Aaron's home run, replacing the existing chain link fence and block wall erected after the stadium's demolition. And the whole paragraph is all about honoring Hank Aaron while talking about tearing down that wall. What the?
Yeah, so that is the one thing that I am fully expecting to get a lot of heat from.
I mean,
people.
I'm giving heat. I'm like, this is stupid. That's dumb.
You don't even care you're giving heat.
What's wrong with them? We were all like, man, they should raise money based on that. That's a mecca. Like, David, you and me sitting out there in the parking lot and people showing up just for that.
We got to capitalize on that, though. You know how like they do some ballparks do, like, if a home run goes through this area, everyone gets Waffle House sandwich. So what we need to do is, I think Hank Aaron owned a bunch of Church's chickens, and we just need to have a hole right there in a wall where Hank Aaron's ball went through. And if anybody hits a home run, any Georgia State player, screw the opponents, get that hole, then everybody in the stadium gets Church's chicken the next day for free.
Or you get 0% financing on your truck from Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron Ford or Chevy, whatever it was. No, that's one thing I can see getting some serious heat when we actually get to that point. There's going to be some video. There's going to be some pictures of that wall getting torn down. There's probably some protesters. Do you guys want to protest it? Should we protest the wall?
I really think it's dumb. I think it's really, like, you have all that space, and maybe there was some, you know what, if they were communicating with us better, maybe we'd know. Maybe there's something to do with it, like that's the only footprint that works, and then that wall would just be sitting there in the outfield. In which case, frankly, move it 10 feet.
Don't tell anybody.
And don't tell anybody. Nobody would know.
I'm really glad that people on social media don't read. Because if they read the article, they would have read what we just talked about.
I mean, yeah, I saw that line immediately and then went straight to the renderings, and I started counting parking spots and lining up Google Maps and all that kind of stuff to try to figure out about this whole thing. And I'm like, I just do not see how that wall stands. I mean, like, Ryan, you read the quote. It says,
the renders don't have anything in it. Right. The renders don't have any of that in it. So, like, where did it go?
Yeah, there's no marker at all in their rendering. Those renderings are pretty basic, too, but they were super high res.
Wait for the big reveal.
So we got that press release, but we did not get anything about an actual groundbreaking ceremony. Like, I mean, ground's been broken, but
that's it. We're done.
Well, there's two groundbreakings. There's like when ground actually gets broken and when they have the ceremony. And
I hope they have like a ribbon cutting. Come on.
But this is definitely not going to make it for the 2026 season. The 2026 season begins in like 2 months. So this is definitely not going to be done until 2027, but it should be done by, like,
Is it fall?
Football season next year.
Fall.
Who knows,
tailgate
man?
at
Maybe they stop. I don't know. Who knows? I was told Feb.
Did they put a year on it this time, or did they get smart and just said it'll be finished in fall?
I was somebody in athletics acted like I was an idiot for thinking the date was one thing, and then I was told another date that we blew right on past without any kind of explanation or anything. So, who knows what the hell they're doing.
They're like, Ryan, we never told you what year we were talking about.
It's the Atlanta City. It's all their paperwork. It wasn't Georgia State. It was all of that had to go through the processes and everything.
I mean, I do know the city of Atlanta is pretty freaking slow.
And if that's standard, bake that in. Don't tell us the wrong date. Bake it in. You know it's going to take longer. Stop doing that. Or tell us the wrong date and then update us once you know it's wrong.
We had Strom at our tailgate, I think for the Murray State game, talking about it as of, that was still September, right? As of September, he still thought that they would play at least a portion of their season at the new ballpark. Maybe not opening up, but whatever. I did ask ChatGPT, like, what's the time frame for something like this scale, whatever, and it did say 9 to 10 months. So it does line right up with a fall 2026. I hope they do something. I hope they do other stuff with the field. That's a great little green space, right there in the middle of the city. They could do all kinds of they've done the screen on the greens or the whatever at the park. They could do some stuff like that, some concerts, some other events, some other
they could have the Panther students out there for something like that, right? I mean, why not?
How bad is it that we're building this brand new baseball stadium in downtown Atlanta and the Savannah Bananas are already too big to play in it?
Are they?
Oh God, yeah.
They
Oh
fill
God,
like
yeah.
NFL stadiums now.
Didn't they do did they a motor speedway or whatever, something like that?
They did. And like
Yeah.
they played at Auburn and Jordan Hare. Like they're huge.
What
Yeah,
I'm
they're
hearing is they
putting
play in
100,000.
all different size stadiums, you know? Big, small.
They should come to our stadium and ticket prices will be through the roof.
No, they're building their entire ticketing platform where you can only transfer tickets within their platform, and it will only go for face value. So if you buy tickets and can't go, you can only sell them for what you paid for them.
I love that.
Yeah, they're building their own ticketing system
for them.
just for that. Yeah, right. It doesn't work out well for me with my
I
Falcons
was like,
tickets.
David, you do not want that.
We've talked about this before, or at least I've talked about it before. How do you want to see the stadium opened? Like, other than our first official game, I'm talking about like an exhibition type thing. I've said in the past it should be either the current baseball team versus like former Georgia State baseball players. You know, we have the guys like these 40, 50-year-olds come out there and play against these
kind of thing.
Yeah. Or what I would love to see is do like a Braves Hall of Fame game and get a bunch of old Braves players to come out and play against the current Georgia State baseball team to open it up as a rule.
Any of them
That
have
sounds-
connections?
There's got to be a connection. There's got to be a way you can do that. It can't be that hard.
There's got to be a Rolodex left in that Turner Field.
There's got to be jobs that
Just
all
call
you do is
people.
connect people, connect in different
Dang.
industries, right?
I think it's called
We should definitely
marketing.
do something unique to open the ballpark. Like, don't just game 1 against Carver Bible College.
Get the it's another idea I just had. You could get, because the Olympics baseball games were played at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. You could get the American national baseball team to come out and play against Georgia State. Which I don't know if that baseball team is. When we do our baseball, do we put on major league players? We had to put in major league players. Do we? I don't ever hear about that.
The
I
thing
don't know.
is if you're a major league player, usually you don't go to college.
Most of them don't. Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
like it's like you don't really like the players like split before that. So, is what it is.
Which I think is funny because they say that the lifespan of a MLB player is like so little, like they need the time to go through the minors and come up, whatever. And then you have like major league players that play for like 15, 20 years.
Dude, and
all
like
the time.
half those players barely even do anything when they're on the field.
Right. But then you have running backs in the NFL that the average lifespan of a running back in the NFL is 3 seasons.
Yeah. And they're like every snap, they're just like demolishing their bodies like that.
How many seasons would they have if they didn't go to? Not a lot of these guys need the college years to fully develop and put on that weight and everything. But how many more years could you get if you went straight from high school? So running back's probably a bad position for that.
Here's the big question. Which will be finished first? The Georgia State baseball park or the MARTA Rapid A-line?
The stadium. The stadium. Dude, I lived in Summerhill. The stadium.
Hey, man, it's going to be close.
Dude, they've been building that one lane for years.
It's gotten a
better.
lot better.
Yeah.
Hell, when I moved to Georgia back in '91, I lived up in Roswell. This was before the 400 before 400 connected all the way down to the toll road down to 85. And yeah, over there's Perimeter Mall. That Perimeter Mall area, that was like the closest mall because North Point hadn't opened yet. That Perimeter Mall area was just under construction for like
Ever
10 years or something. I remember the jokes being those little orange and white.
It's still
cylinder.
under construction, so there's that.
They're not done with it.
Yeah.
They're still working on it. Yeah.
But those orange and white cylinder, not cones, but those parking things, whatever, or markers, were like called the State Tree of Georgia or State Tree of Atlanta, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole. I mean, I actually just went up to see Derek recently, and I hadn't gone up that way in a while. And that intersection, like to merge into 400 and head up north, and I missed the exit because I'm like it's like a mile up now, and there's like a concrete wall, and it's all confusing. I'm like, well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Like I had to go all the way to Roswell Road and come back.
Yep.
I'm
All right.
excited for it because I can actually take MARTA and the A-line if it ever finishes.
One of these days, I'll be able to take the A-line as well because I'm right next to MARTA. But all right, do we have anything else in the baseball stadium? What else was there? Tim, you think in the
Seats.
renderings, seat backs, right?
There'll be seats.
Nice.
Confirmed. I zoomed in 500 times. You could see him.
Enhance.
Yours with a donation of $1,500. No, I'm kidding.
All right, that's a little too low. You got to up that up to like $5,000.
They went too low with the $1,000 for the basketball. Even though I've recently heard that they do not always enforce that.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, there are people who have bought tickets in that premium tickets who do not donate $1,000 because they're not keeping track of it, right? They weren't even doing renewals. If you called and you said, I want the ticket, they're just going to give it to you.
Here's the thing with the baseball stadium. I don't care what kind of seats they have. Okay, right. I love what you're saying, but we have that huge ass wall for the blue lot. We can just go up there by the magnolia trees,
watch for free,
bring a cooler of beer, pay nothing, no donation, no anything, and watch the entire game. You can see the whole thing. Great view. People paid great money for seats like that good to other baseball games.
Sure.
So I have no problem just going up there and just hanging out. Put the kid on the wall and then hang the feet over, you know?
I mean, I got to tell you, I'm not adding shit to my Georgia State expenses until some people are gone. So I won't do it. You know, they've already told me they don't want my money. So, you know, I don't want to give it to them.
Do they want
Not only do they not
want
my
your
money, they don't even want your attendance.
I know.
They don't want your involvement with the program.
No, you got to move it along.
All right. We've already gone for a bit. We've got to hit one last thing before we head over to last call. And talked about it last week, but the game is happening this Saturday. Jimmy Madison, college football playoff.
Nice.
Saturday at
7:30.
7:30. Oregon is 20.5-point favorite as of when I looked it up today.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, the thing I thought was interesting, the over-under was only 47.5. So that's like looking at like a 30-something to 14-something game, right?
Wow.
That's closer than I thought they would, go with the game.
Surprised James Madison's going to score that many points and beat Oregon by that much, huh? Yeah.
Right? Yeah. How do you guys feel? I mean, like, I think we talked about it last week. I was drunk by then. Do you want to see Jimmy Madison win this game? Do you want to see him be competitive? How you feeling about it?
I would root for most, G5, G6, whatever we're calling them these days. I would root for most of them because I just think that it's cool that they're being included. I hate how all the talking heads are like we shouldn't include, we can't include them. Like there's all these spots that we never had before. You can't have two of them. And no, we earned it. Y'all set the rules. We earned them. And we get to go now. And if you don't know anything about the basketball NCAA tournament, this is what people love about it. They want to see Jimmy Madison win, typically, right? Anyone who's not an Oregon fan is going to be rooting for Jimmy Madison. That's just, except for you, David. But
I am rooting for, I'll say this, I'm rooting for the money we're going to get out of this.
Hell yeah.
Now, do we get more money if they win and go to the next round?
It's stair steps.
So then
the
I'm all
more they
in.
win, then so
dollars, baby.
They get a guaranteed amount. Oh, sorry. I guess there's a guarantee. They get a check, and then the conference gets a check to split between the teams. As far as how I understand it, my thing is, Ryan, like you said, out of all the teams in the Sun Belt to get this opportunity, Jimmy Madison is right up there at the top of the list of teams I don't want to have that chance. But then I was like, so I'll just go for the other G5 team or G6 team that made it in. Damn it, it's a team from New Orleans. I can't support that either.
Who is it? Who is it? Is it Tulane?
Tulane. Yeah, in a rematch. Against the Lane Kiffinless Ole Miss team.
I would love for both to win.
Yeah.
Just F that whole thing up.
And honestly, Tulane
have the better chance.
They got a nice green, too.
They do.
It's a nice green.
Tulane?
Yeah, it's a good green.
Do you like Coastal Carolina and Tulane?
It's no,
there you go.
It's no Marshall green. It's no Marshall, right? That's a good green.
My kids got to open up a birthday gift from a friend today before we came on here, and it was just blankets. She got them all different blankets, and one of my kids got, I was calling it the Marshall blanket. It's a green blanket with little buffaloes all over it. I'm like, you got her a Marshall blanket. It's a Marshall blanket. You got the kid.
You know what, David? It's the thought that counts. All right. They want your kids to like Marshall.
The friend who got it is not tuned into college athletics in the least.
They're like Marshu.
It's yeah.
So it's just a really nice Kelly green.
It's a really nice green blanket with a bunch of buffalo all over it.
Hell yeah! Oh, that's
All right,
really
s-
funny. I didn't even catch the buffalo part.
So
Yeah.
I love money, and I love money for our school, but also the incessant chest thumping of the Jimmy Madison fans is insane. They're
Well, it's
like
just
God's gift to college football. We're the only team that's ever like. Granted, they are the only Sun Belt team to make it into the CFP. Great. I think the way they got in, they kind of stumbled in, but whatever.
Right.
it's only been
They're like,
it's only for a few years.
they're like, we're the only ones that were ever ranked in the top whatever on the selection day. I'm like, y'all, you are not the only team in the Sun Belt that's been ranked.
Also, a lot of teams lost for that to happen.
There are 5 other teams that were ranked in the top 25 during CFP.
It took Duke to win the ACC championship to knock the ACC champion out of this college football playoff for Jimmy Madison
to
get the spot in there. So yeah, it couldn't happen to a more arrogant fan base. I was trying to think while you were talking, like which Sunbelt schools I'd be okay with making it. And as we said earlier, I would, Troy, Marshall. I mean, you'd have to be okay with Appy making it. Yeah, I don't like USA only because we started football around the same time. Same goes with Old Dominion.
I would boo TDS. I would root for anyone against TDS.
Ryan, that wasn't even part of what I was going to talk about.
Here's the thing. I would root for Florida over TDS. I would root for who's another big Georgia problem.
Auburn.
It's
Tennessee.
really. I mean, Florida's really the big one, right? The Florida's the one we like. Like as a Georgia fan, you always hated them. I would root for Florida,
especially in your time your time period. You grew up watching Georgia in earnest during the Spurrier years, so you really hate Florida a lot.
Always rough.
But I think, David, you're part of this group. There's a group that's uncensored about the Sun Belt, and it is just nonstop Jimmy Madison fans telling everyone how great they are. It's like, y'all gotta stop. Like,
yeah,
you had a okay season. You won a lot of games. Also, the Sun Belt wasn't as good this year. Let's be honest.
And you beat Georgia State, a 1-11 team, by 7 points, 14-7.
They don't like to talk about that.
They had a rough game against us for sure. But I think it's really easy. Like even for us, right? Like I can look at that and be like, that's obviously an outlier. We sucked worse than that, and they were better than that. Like something happened that day. I don't know if like their quarterback was sick or something. Something was happening that day to make that happen because we didn't deserve to play them that close.
So it's a good thing we didn't play Cam Brown because we would have beaten them. That would have kept them out of the college football playoff.
Man, we still should have beat them.
We should have definitely beaten them.
They wouldn't have been in then.
We should win every game, and we could have if we played Cam Brown. So good point.
I don't know if we would have won every game if we started Cam Brown. We would have won games if we would have started Cam Brown.
I think we would have won that game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The other half of the people posting in this group, this uncensored group, is just shitting all over James Madison because of how arrogant all our fans are.
My
it's just
coworker
watching
is
the whole
in that group
eat itself.
As a Jimmy Madison fan, and she was complaining about all the people just like shitting on Jimmy Madison fans, and I'm like, well, your fans are kind of assholes, so
exactly.
Like she's reasonable. I'll talk to her, and she's like totally cool and whatever. But then like, I'm like, you got to understand your fellow fans. Like I like Jimmy Madison, and I like the purple, and I'm into you guys.
We know
like, I
you're
think it's pretty cool, man.
Jimmy Madison fan.
You guys are pretty they're pretty good, but man, their fans make me not want to like them.
Well, I know like Ryan, going back kind of to the SEC thing, when it comes to bowl games, SEC teams hit each other all season long. Then gets to bowl games, and everyone's chanting SEC in the stands because they're rooting for SEC to win as many bowl games. Whatever.
My stepmom actually says "Roll Tide," and I'm like, you don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to what is that?
Well, I saw I forget what program he's with in the Sun Belt, but he like literally said he wanted to buy Jimmy Madison's shirt to be able to wear that day. I'm like,
no.
If Troy State had done this exact same thing, I would be probably cheering for Troy State in this game. I would not go out and buy a Troy shirt or a hat or even whatever color, like crimson and gray or what. I don't know if I'd even like wear that. I would still wear a Georgia State shirt. You know?
No, I'm gonna crack a beer and watch the game and wear my Georgia State stuff. Yeah, I don't. I don't have to.
Exactly.
I don't have to go give them money. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. It makes no sense.
They're already making a bunch of money. That's the point. They have a lot of money.
If they could just be just a smidge humble, just a smidge, I'd be okay with it. But
Well,
like,
Tim,
they think they're God's gift to college football, and I'm like, you guys are probably get your asses kicked. Slow down a little bit.
we
one thing I
we
will
watched
give 'em-
Appy. We watched TDS. We've watched a couple of these other programs. Like, I think their fall from grace is not going to be fun for them, but I think it's inevitable.
They're setting it up. They're
Mhm.
way high.
Yep.
The one thing I will give them credit for, and it pains me to give anybody in this conference credit, is at least they have
Concern.
established goals, and their fan
Well.
base knows it and acts on it, and they act like they want to be an ACC team, and that's what they're going for. Whereas we can't even get an out of conference schedule filled for next season. I
we
mean,
just want to
it's
exist.
filled, but we
David.
can't talk about
We're
it.
like that. We're like that meme where the guy's poking the person with a stick. We're like, "Are you alive over there, Georgia State?" Yeah,
Exactly.
we're alive.
Maybe.
Today we are.
All right, the last call time, guys.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm out of beer, so it'd be a good time to head on out. You
All
want
right,
to head on out?
we're gonna do a GoFundMe to get Tim a little beer fridge by his desk there, so he doesn't have to run out of beer during the episode
Or during the workday.
or during a work day.
Tim's into this idea.
I'm
like,
sure he is.
I'm gonna put it over there, right over there.
He's already scouting out. Where's
I got a printer over there. I'm gonna take that printer and put it somewhere else.
All right, take us out.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening. We're gonna take a quick break here. Head over to last call. If you like what you heard or you didn't, doesn't matter. We don't care. No, we do care. Actually, we care too much. Join our Patreon anyway at patreon.com/State of Atlanta. You get live streaming access to last call, discounts on merch. I think David, yeah, holiday discounts. You gonna give them out?
Well, you know, the Patreon
Santa
members
David.
Patreon members always have a 20% discount on everything. So
Maybe we'll do 22% if I can convince Santa David to throw a little extra in.
you twisted my arm, Tim.
Oh,
I'll
I
create a
love,
holiday
just
code.
so you guys all know, that is totally a curveball. That was, as far as I know, not discussed at all. We have no idea the numbers involved. Like, that's
That
hilarious.
extra 2% really changes
David's
everything.
like, oh shit, I don't know. Yes, maybe. Anyway, in addition to a holiday 22% off, courtesy of Santa David. No, I'm just kidding.
You just put in Santa Tim as the code, and you'll get
Sure.
22% off.
Santa Tim, 22% off, and Bev's at our tailgates, which we might have one on the top of the deck
On the 28th,
of the December.
it'll be
Right?
nice and crisp. Don't need a cooler for that one.
Though I was thinking about the other day. Someone had a keg, and I was like, "Oh man, it's so freaking cold outside. That is the fridge,
Dude,
Like
on
you don't even have to
Monday-
my
refrigerate."
30 pack's out in the garage right now, not in any, it's just sitting there.
Dude, on Monday, it was 19 degrees. I had a 12-pack of Diet Coke in the car, and I'm like, please have not exploded. Please have not exploded. It had not. So, all right.
All right, $5 is all it takes to become a fan of the show. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.